Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Giovanni and welcome back to Salt and Pepper Pickleball, where we bring that pickle and pasión. So today, I'm gonna jump right in it. Today we are going to be talking about the Gruvn Lazr 16x full foam pickleball paddle. And I gotta say, this one really feels like catching up with an old friend. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. So jumping right into the specs, this is gonna be your traditional elongated paddle, 16.5 inches, 7.5 inches wide. The grip, when I measured it from the butt cap to where the tape meets the throat, is actually 5.5 inches. More than enough room for a nice little tui, traditional, or my little golf grip, whichever one you like. And then the handle is a little bit on the thinner side, but not crazy thin or anything. It's just 4.125, which is pretty normal nowadays because you get the 4.125 or you get the 4.25, which is my favorite. But the 4.125 is really nice. I just add an overgrip onto it, makes it just a little bit thicker. That way I don't have to squeeze so hard when I'm hitting my balls or going for my shots, and it feels really good. So stock weight, this came in right at 7.9 ounces. And for me, that's a little too light. So I ended up bumping it up a little bit. I actually got this to 8.6. And what I did was I added 1-inch strips of 0.5 gram per inch goat pickleball silicone tape right here to the 4 main bevels of the actual handle. And all I did was I took the factory grip. I just took the tape off the top, brought it all the way down, didn't take the grip all the way off, but just added it here to the bottom locations. And then I went with 1 gram per inch right here on the sides of Pickleball Effects tungsten tape. And I did, like I said, I did 3 inches. And then I did another inch up here at the top corners because I really wanted to open up the sweet spot on this. And the only reason why is because that's what I did with my prior Lazr 16x. So I just wanted it to feel the same way. Only thing I didn't do was put a hexacore grip on it, but I like it. It's 8.6, so it feels really good for me. Then going into the actual paddle itself, this is going to be 16 millimeters thick. This comes with a dual density foam of EPP and EVA in the core of this paddle, where you have the EPP all here in the center, and then you have a nice thick layer of EVA going all around the perimeter. And this even has like small little pieces of, or a little bit of foam actually comes down into the handle too to reduce vibrations and whatnot. The EPP in the middle of the paddle is gonna help to increase dwell time and then sweet spot. And then the EVA that wraps around the perimeter of the actual face is going to reduce vibration, and it's going to increase stability in the paddle when you're making those off-center shots. But this also has something very interesting, and which is the reason why I do really like this paddle, is that the face of this is a T700 and a DuPont Kevlar face. So this is a combo face. This has carbon and Kevlar mixed together in the face material, which for me feels amazing. I don't know why I don't see more manufacturers do it, but in my opinion, I just really like it, and it works well with my game. So before I jump more into the review, I just want to say that Groovven, the Canadian company, actually has 3 full foam paddles in their lineup. First off, you have this one, the Lazr 16x, which is their elongated. Then you have the Lazr 16 HD, which is their hybrid shape for the laser line or the power line. And that comes in this red face right here, or they actually have it in a blue face as well. And it actually has a black edge guard on it. So it looks really nice. Then you have from their Movin line, they have the Movin, MUVN, 16 HD, and that's going to be their all court lineup. So the construction of the core on those is a little bit different. It's actually going to be a sandwich construction where you're going to have EPP, then you're going to have their higher density foam in the middle, and then another layer of EPP for the backside of the actual, for the backside of the face. So thinking that this is the front and this is the back, you're going to have EPP on the front and the back, and then in the center core, you're going to have a higher density foam going, let's say, through the middle. And then that comes in a really cool like gradient mint green. And then it also has a black version with that as well. So if you've been around the channel long enough, you already know I mained the original Lazr 16x for a long time. I think it was about 7 months. That paddle had a really solid, dependable feel, and picking up this full foam version, man, it just brought that same vibe right back into my hands. And then this one has just a little bit extra sauce, which is what I wish the original one had, the one that with the honeycomb core. And this is something I really want to highlight. This paddle just fits a lot of players. You know those paddles where you're out there and you're just thinking too much about every shot, your grip, and you know, like if you hit it this way, this is gonna happen, or it's gonna overreact if I put it over here instead of over there. Guys, this ain't it. This is one of those paddles where you just go out, you play your game, and everything kind of just works. And honestly, for a lot of rec players or even some advanced players, that's what you want. Something that feels right without overthinking every shot. So let's break it down really quick. Spin. You got just enough spin on this to keep the ball in play. It's not going to be one of those super gritty, crazy, with a lot of RPM paddles, but it's consistent. Your drops, your rolls, they're gonna land in. They're just gonna land in. Power. When you need to hit a passing shot or speed things up, guys, this paddle, it's just there. Not overpowering, not wild, just clean, usable power. Then the feel and control of this paddle, this is where it surprised me a little. Even though it's full foam, I kept getting this familiar, almost honeycomb style feedback. It's soft, predictable, and really, really easy to dial in. And that's probably my favorite part of this paddle. It doesn't feel like one of those super stiff, overly muted, or hollow foam paddles. It actually reminds me a lot of a traditional honeycomb core. Just a little bit more refined. Because it has a newer technology in it. It has the full foam inside of the face. Now this paddle comes in right at $169, and with my affiliate code, thank you Groovven, salt and pepper, you can bring this down to about $152. And I feel that's a great price for a well-rounded, almost honeycomb core like feeling paddle. Now with that being said, who is this going to be for? Honestly, this is your all-court player's paddle leaning towards a little bit of power. If you like control, but you still want to finish out the point, check mark. This is going to do it for you. If you don't want to sacrifice feel for tech, check mark. This one's going to do it for you. If you want something reliable, game after game after game, check mark. This one's going to do it for you. This is right in that sweet spot. And real talk, I don't really have anything to complain about when it comes to this one. It's not trying to be the flashiest paddle on the market. It's just solid across the board. And sometimes that's exactly what we as rec players need. So yeah, the Gruvn Lazr 16x full foam paddle, it's like the player at the open play who doesn't say much, but just wins games. If you've tried it, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd really love to hear what you have to say about this paddle or any of the other Groovven lineups. And guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I always appreciate it as well. And as always, you guys, keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep playing pickle with pasión.